Good morning, fellow YC participants and judges. We are Sandbox, incubating sustainable activities at Sentosa. December 2019, pre-COVID, there was a mini sustainability-driven pop-up at Sentosa Cove. The event transformed from a standalone pre-loved shop to one with more of a neighborhood feeling, bringing together families and the residential community. It also happened to be an event run by myself outside of my house at Sentosa. And after this, discovering the challenge statement, it made me realize that in fact, the most sustainable tourism is in fact local tourism and residential community support. Sandbox can empower more people to create meaningful experiences here on the island and also reach more people at scale and create and organize and run activities similar to the ones that I did. Therefore, Sandbox creates sustainable experiences at Sentosa.
We do so by playing the role of an incubator to activities related to ESG. We pilot events and activities by empowering organizers and creators with tools and processes designed to enhance sustainable behavior and experiences at Sentosa. We have three main target audience and users. Firstly, will be the Sentosa residents featured in Lumin's story, whose proximity gives them an advantage to be involved. Secondly, will be the ground-up movements with sustainable ideas and goals, many of them created by youth around us pitching today. Thirdly, will be actually the Sentosa tourists, who will be the participants in our activities. So for the purpose of our pilot and our survey, we chose to focus on the youth tourists who are local. So let us understand them more. So majority of local youths actually visit Sentosa less than 3 times a year. And the top reasons for visiting is actually for paid attractions like USS and for the beaches. And the top reasons for not visiting is that the location is inconvenient, the activities are expensive, or that the activities are not so interesting.
So to make Sentosa more appealing to them, we have 3 deliverables. They are the activity template, which is a worksheet to guide residents and ground-up movement to create their own activities. Activity dashboard, where they can keep their documents and track their performance. And lastly, in the middle, placemaking canvas. It covers circulation, experience, space, and programs. It is fully original and the first of its kind. This framework can be applied to other locations in the future as well. The full canvas is in the annex for reference. So in a nutshell, Sandbox encourages sustainable guest behaviors and experiences by incubating sustainable activities at Sentosa. By the end of our project, we want to have partnered at least 52 ground-up movements and incubate at least 52 activities. So for our first quarter, we'll be spent developing our deliverables and piloting our activities. We hope to incubate activities at underutilized spaces in Sentosa, which we have highlighted as a team.
So the following slides are pilot activities yet to be incubated at Sentosa. Upcycle Sunday, held in conjunction with International Family Day, will be hosted and piloted with 3 of our partner GUMs. These are some of the activities lined up for the event. 3rd July, Youth Day, will include activities designed by our team as well as other ground-up movements, including YAC Season 2's Package Pals. And we hope more ground-up movements and projects in the sustainability track here with us today will join us on Youth Day. Sustainable Sentosa Sunday at Siloso will host stalls from eco ground-up movements to crafters to encourage sustainable consumption and production here on the island.
To activate the underutilized spaces on Sentosa while providing venues for our ground-up movements, our team has identified the following public spaces, such as Sentosa Cove, Fort Siloso, which will soon be gazetted as a national monument, and also Siloso Beach. For our budget of 50K, half of it will go towards professional services, such as the rental of equipment, venue, transportation, event management, and website development. 27% will go towards manpower, including professional and ad hoc manpower. 20% goes towards technology, and the last 3% goes towards marketing. Eventually, Sandbox aims to achieve the following SDGs: sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, and finally, partnership for the goals.
This is our team, a team of 5 people passionate about sustainability and ground-up movements. Each of us involved in our own passion projects which not only provides us with the user experience as a grown-up movement, and also with the network to act as bridges and connectors for all the ground-up movements, as mentioned in the introductory video today. Lastly, we would like to invite teams at the sustainability track to join us in the shared mission of increasing sustainability behaviours. You can scan the QR code to join our Telegram channel. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Sandbox. Okay, you guys can scan while while the judges give their advices. Okay, first off, judges, anyone? Sandbox is like an incubator in an incubator. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Mr. Ong.
Okay, so thanks very much for the presentation. It sounds very exciting, and looks like you've got a whole series of programs all lined up for 2022. So I gather you must have spoken to Sentosa by now. I don't know. And if you have, what was the response and what was their feedback to what you're proposing?
I think when we spoke to one of the Sentosa advisors, one of the feedback she gave us was that Sentosa is very well known for all the paid attractions, but there are a lot of underutilized spaces that she thought we could use our platform to draw attention to. So she mentioned places like Fort Siloso, the nature discovery
and area, yeah.
Yeah, as clearly we are not as familiar with as well, which we could really utilize using this space to promote our sustainable activities and at the same time draw the footfall and attractions to these underutilized spaces.
Get this to work better. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for the presentation. It looks as if from the photos that you guys had a lot of fun, right? And and also had a good, I guess, also suite of programs already thought about that. You have correctly identified that you know it sometimes takes a little bit to actually get onto the island, right? And you know just get there, and it might be quite, as you said here, inconvenient location, right? And I note that also you are targeting you know the local tourists. And how do you think we can get the local tourists who I guess don't live nearby, you know, to come to Sentosa for this? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so actually our ground-up movements that are bringing in the activities, they themselves count as tourists to the island. So they themselves bring in their community of participants, whether it's the upcycling event or the, you know, we've got a documentary Under the Stars as well. So they themselves are the tourists coming in to hold their events, and then they would market themselves and bring in their community. So, yeah.
And also, inside our 3 deliverables, one of them is placemaking canvas, which include circulation. So as we research is inconvenient, but like by designing these programs according to this canvas, they can consider the fact that how, what kind of like say pedestrian or cyclists or car drivers, so what kind of transportation or mode of transportation they are targeting to. And by considering that, they can choose a venue that is in favor of their activity, and also to design the circulation route. I mean, not to change the road direction, but they can have a consideration factor in the designing.
I do really like bringing people together to do something fun and interesting and things like that. So if I'm understanding correctly, you already have some plans for those big 3 dates, and you've already curated experiences that are going to happen on those 3 dates. So how is the process of incubation going to work throughout the year? Like, how are you going to keep that engine running and make sure that there are more and more such initiatives happening?
Yeah, so actually under this group, we actually wear multiple hats as we run our own ground-up movements. So we've chosen to pilot them as, you know, the first examples, our first prototypes. And then throughout, we'll be continuously updating the placemaking canvas, our activities template, as well as the dashboard to better provide, I guess, better service to the ground-up movements to use our platform and to use Sentosa as a venue as well.
Yeah, because we have long-term marketing strategy of our platform, such as a Telegram channel, it has a lot of subscribers for now already, and plus the ones we already have to kickstart the journey. And we also are talking to various schools and individuals who run the passion projects and collating their opinions and the social causes they are working for. And also, I'm also doing a similar club inside NUS, so we have extensive networking to people who are working on this sector.
And I think even though like we fleshed out some of our programs, but all of these are still plans, nothing is concrete yet. So we're still very open to collaborations, especially with all of you in this room today. So for example, like Relove, we could do something like, you mentioned that you want activities to like better encourage people to donate better. And then like, yeah, so like open to like speaking to all of you after today so that we can work better together.